I think, one of the biggest conversations that's happening in the world right now, literally the past weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think let's just jump into it.
And let's just jump into it. And it's just the precursor, Nyana. Hey, bro, we hope we don't get a lawsuit here just talking about this thing because, there's some other people here that don't like this conversation about this certain man and this certain song, bro.
Hey, man, it's some birds out here. Cool, you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say for me, I'd say this is probably one of the most talked about performances, shows in the longest time. Like literally everywhere that you go, TikTok, X, YouTube, everywhere. This has
Yeah.
literally for the past couple of years, this has been the most talked about performance ever. Like, oh, in the longest time, rather. Let me not say ever, but then in the recent history, I don't think there's ever been a show or a moment that has really had the pulse of the entire world like Kendrick Lamar did on the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yeah. What were your thoughts, dog? Like, first time watching I know you were watching it live because we were communicating during that time, and it was in the early hours here in SA around Boma, 3 o'clock. What were your thoughts like on the show itself, on Dot's performance and stuff?
As I was trying to like find a good stream, a legal stream
Yeah.
to watch the show itself, I'm watching it because I was like, I know, because even before the show, he was like, when someone, I think he did an interview, he was like, what are we gonna expect? And he's like, storytelling. And one thing about Kendrick Lamar, even before when he used to like perform at the Grammys, he would always, and the BETs, he would always, it wasn't just a performance, it was a
Yeah.
statement. He made sure it was something that he wanted people just to like remember that performance. It wasn't just a performance just for the sake of, I want to push my new single, I want
Yeah.
to push my new album. Now I'm making a statement. And even watching it, I was just very struck by the visual storytelling and the visual, like how like direct he was being in terms of, okay, I see all of these people. At first, I'm seeing, the reds and the blues. I'm thinking Bloods, Crips,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that. But then I see, oh wow, American flag. You see Uncle Sam, Samuel Jackson. I'm just thinking that, bro, this is crazy. And this is like first time in real time. And I'm just thinking this was like incredible. Like genuinely, I'm not even trying to like butt lick or anything. Like genuinely, it was like amazing. I don't know. Like well, what about you? How would you sum it up for you in terms of real time experiencing that show?
I think it's something that I wasn't expecting, dog. Because remember, we had the conversation when we had the Watch the Party Die conversation. I was expecting him to tap into the Mr. Morel and the Big Steppers tour aesthetic, but it seems like he's way past that now, where like he's more suit and tie type. But this is more loose, bro. It was more West Coast influenced. I could see by the way that they dressed, the dance moves that they did there. Also, like you mentioned, Bloods and Crips, the red and blue colors there. I like the way like he maneuvered on the field. He wasn't like stationary. He was all over the place. He created a layout that allowed him to perform all over the place with the PlayStation buttons, which was cool and was relatable. And just to talk about his performance in general, I think in
Yeah.
terms of rapping and the breath control, bro, I think this guy, bro, he just blew me away by the fact that he started rapping that I think it's Bodies, the GNX unreleased, and that's
Yeah.
a lot of syllables, metaphors, and words. And then he went on to rap Euphoria. He then also went on to rap what's that song? He rapped Luther, which is quite more relaxed, but also not like us. Like throughout the whole performance, dog, this guy's breath control was top notch, dog, and the energy was not quite there. But in terms of him, the aesthetics around the whole show and the performance, I think it was fire, dog. I think it was fire. And what are your thoughts on the set list itself?
Before we go into the set list, I just want to say again, him being able to maneuver that as a rapper, not he's not just a rapper, he's an
Yeah,
artist. And I think that shows that his artistry as a performer as well, like it really is something to behold because again, your ability, this is a 13-minute set and this is a medley of songs and this is you have to go. Like time is money. Every
yeah,
minute you need to as much as you think because you can rehearse as much as you can, but when it's showtime, you have like they'll tell you a 12-minute like window. After that, like we're gonna cut you off whether you're done or you're not. So for him to have been able to just like do that so seamlessly and so like effortlessly was so impressive. Again, to say again, just to a credit to his artistry and his ability as well to
Yeah,
just like be a master to give a show on the biggest stage in like American television. Like this is like the show, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So for me, yeah, but just to move on to the track list, um, I was surprised. I think let me not lie. First time listening to it because you and I were going back and forth saying this might be the first song. I was saying Backstreet Freestyle. You were saying probably like Count Me Out, Nyana.
yeah,
Please don't kill my vibe. Something in and around that realm. And he strayed away from that. And I think
big
that's
time.
very interesting because I see the context of this is the Super Bowl, and I think for a lot of people, we have seen different artists do different types of Super Bowls, but one formula that we know is that this is like your greatest hits show. This is like
Oh, yeah,
your
exactly. Yeah,
eh, like this is just like your swan song of your career and all the greatest successes that you've been able to give out to the industry over however long your career has been. And for him to have a few of those hits, but to mainly push out more of the songs that he's pushed out over the last 5 months was very brave and daring. And at first viewing, I'm just like interesting. But again, I mean, just goes to show that he's not the type of person who's going to go with what everyone else is doing. He will intentionally want to go against the grain. I don't know for you. I remember I asked you this question off camera, what you thought. So I just wanted to like hear you again. Like, what do you
bro,
your thoughts
I don't
specifically?
think my thoughts have changed, bro. I think Vele, as a hip hop fan, I liked it, bro. Like Vele, that was crazy. I've never seen like actually it's a fact, Vele. Kendrick Lamar was the first rapper to headline that show. So I've never seen
On
a rapper
yeah, too.
perform
Mm,
and it was just straight spitting, except for those two songs that were with Scissor. That was just a great showcase for
mm.
hip hop as a culture. But if I'm a fan, bro, who paid a hell of a lot of money to go to that stadium. I'm expecting Kendrick to perform all his diamond songs, bro. I'm not expecting him to perform GNX, bro. Like, bro, bring the hits from GKMC, bring the hits from To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm looking if from that perspective, I think I'd be disappointed. And I understand the crowd's reaction because we did touch on it that yo, the crowd is very awful, though. They didn't give Kendrick any justice though. I think the performance warranted at least more energy from the performance. But I understand in terms of most of the songs were just released recently. And if he had performed like Good Kid Mad City hits, Super Butterfly and more damn hits, I think the reception would have been different, I must say.
I agree, and I think again, most of that crowd, right? I think obviously Super Bowl, like NFL, is predominantly, middle-aged white America.
Yeah,
So, and obviously, I'm not, obviously we're South Africans, so we don't really know like in depth how that culture is, but you can tell that most of the criticism in terms of, it was boring and the fact that it was very low energy up until probably when SZA came out and when they started playing Not Like Us. For most
yeah,
of like before that, you could tell that the energy was very, and even in the clips that you see in the stadium, it was very low energy up until those specific moments. And I'm just thinking again, a lot of people from the black community, it's predominantly very overwhelmingly positive when
yeah.
it comes to like, they enjoyed it, they had a good time. Maybe the other side are just saying that, what, yeah, it was
No,
okay. I wanted a few, swimming pools or, a little bit of that, like,
yeah,
and money trees or something like that. So I can understand it from both perspectives. I
yeah,
think, again, I don't know if it's fair to say this. Do you think maybe it's coming back to the thing that hip hop isn't really, or rap music isn't really for everyone? Because I think it's only recently that, um rap music has become the most popular genre because most of it for the longest time it really wasn't. It's only over the past decade and a half
yeah.
that rap has pushed with the likes of Drake and K Dot himself, really just like getting to the upper echelon. I don't know. mean, in my opinion, I think that is also another factor that we can consider. Perhaps, I don't know, but I don't know, man.
Nah, bro, I feel like
What do you,
that's another thing that Kendrick wanted to touch on when he said like I'm with the culture feeling. He wanted to, I think, add another dimension to what hip hop music and rap music is.
okay,
So
yeah,
that people shouldn't go to rap shows that are headlined by rappers, expecting them to perform their hits. Also, expect them to rap, which is something that he did at the pop out and it received great reception. He rapped the whole, I think the
great,
first verse of
great.
16, right? With Absol there, and it received
Yeah,
crazy reception. I think that's what Kendrick wants more. He wants more of that from hip hop rappers, not that they can focus on the hits only with their sets for their shows, but also like bring out your rap skills. Let's see how you rap. And I think when people rewatch this show just to like get a glimpse of what happened and just to rewatch it and see like if their thoughts have changed, I think they will appreciate the fact that this guy he didn't just want to put on a greatest hit show, but he wanted to showcase that rappers really
yeah,
can rap at a show like this. Yeah. I
yeah.
think that's
I
my
also wanna. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
no. That I was just closing it off. I'm saying that that was my takeaway from the thing.
Um, I also wanted to touch on whether do you feel like as much as in most cases this is like the pinnacle of any artist's career as American artists in terms of performing at the Super Bowl. Do you feel like Kendrick kind of as much as he made the statement, he made a lot of political statements, the imagery, the visual imagery and all these types of stuff. Do you feel like he also made it about Drake? Because I think obviously that was the big elephant in the room in
Yeah,
terms of was he gonna play Not Like Us? Was he gonna say those certain words? And obviously he did say Drake directly,
yeah.
he's already
Look
a
at
meme now.
him right straight into the camera. Yeah,
So do you feel like he kind of made that about Drake? And do you feel like maybe that was probably a mistake, or do you feel like that was just intentional? Because again, the momentum that coming from that beef, I feel, is what has propelled him. Because I feel like him performing at the Super Bowl would have happened, but
yeah,
I feel like that momentum that happened pushed it tenfold to the point where a year later, there
yeah.
was no one else who had a better year than him last year, like in terms of just like in any regard. So. I don't know if you feel I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts.
He did, and he had to, bro. He had to make it about Drake. Honestly,
And
like the beef
that was
is part of the reason he's there, bro. You were saying?
no, no. I was saying so. You're saying that he did make it about Drake, but it wasn't a bad thing in terms of like he kind of he needed to do that probably.
Nah, bro, he had to. Honestly, if like he didn't do it, that would just like put a stain on the show. I don't know. For my liking, bro. When I'm looking at it, it's a competition, bro. Kendrick won. He has every right to take a victory lap, honestly, bro. And this was one of the things that he had to do. Also, the game over at the end of the thing in the show just showed that, hey
Yeah,
man, I won the
yeah,
whole thing.
that's it.
And it's another showcase of that Kendrick is showing that hip hop is a sport, bro. It's a competition. If you lose, expect these type of things, fella. If you give me that type of platform, I am gonna rub salt in your wounds and show you that I am the top dog of the competition. But if
Yeah,
you look at it from another perspective, it'd be like Charlamagne, I think he complained about him mentioning a lot of Drake references, like, and I want to play their favorite song, but I know they like to sue and stuff like that, which is kind of crazy to me, bro, because he had to do it. That's what the songs are about, and that's why the people love those songs, bro.
and I think again that was one of the biggest narratives going into the show itself. And I think that was very smart of him to not like ignore it because obviously he could have just easily ignored it, just like played the song or because I think it would have been a disappointment if he hadn't played
Sure,
the song, if he hadn't performed. And I like the fact that he not only performed the song, but addressed the fact that, hey, they like to sue and even like had like the little hint. They're just like, "Tsa, tsa, tsa."
sure,
Just like, nope, not yet. And you just like perform. And then boom, there you go. Just to like, and just to, I'm a dance on your grave. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna make sure that I'm putting the nail in the coffin just to make sure that Villa, you're not coming back from this one. It's GG. It's game over. I'm done. It's finished.
yeah.
So I don't know. For me, for me, I'd say yes, a part of it was he did make it about Drake, not necessarily made it about Drake, but in terms of addressing Drake. Again, I like to touch on your point when you say that Vele, because this is a competitive sport. Rap is a competitive sport, and I got the W. I can do as I wish. I can do what I want. And I think he did it in the most flawless and effortless way possible. I think there's no way that he could have done it better than what he did. And I think that's a massive credit to him, the execution as well, because that's a big show. Like these that platform, that's for pop stars. That's for pop stars, rock bands.
Yeah.
So, for him to just be able to just like do that, and just a massive credit to him, his team, whoever, like, they did an epic job. And special shout out to SZA as well. She also brought her thing. I think I
But
was
she was
quite
lip
surprised.
syncing, dog. Aye. Says she was lip syncing. She didn't sing. She didn't perform at the thing.
Was she lip syncing? I didn't
She
know.
was,
Was
dog.
she?
She
I thought
was.
I'll probably have to rewatch that. I thought she was like genuinely like singing like on but either way, her presence. I thought she was gonna have a bit more to do, maybe, like, but I mean, otherwise, she still brought the energy. So just massive credit to her.
Yeah.
When when he said big surprise, I wasn't sure what the big surprise was, but even then, I wasn't even thinking about that, just because the show itself, it kind of, I feel like when you have someone as big as Kendrick and the year that he had, the expectation is going to be like right here. And I feel like for me, and I like for most people of like the rap community, not just like even Kendrick fans, just like people who enjoy rap and appreciate rap, you can say that no, he did reach that bar in terms of he gave us a show that we can look back and enjoy. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm
Yeah, he did. He did. He definitely did give us a show that we'd look back and enjoy. But me personally, I think I would make some changes to the set list. I don't know about you, bro.
okay. Like just
Okay.
a few more songs, a few more, love here, maybe
Yeah, dog.
just money trees here and there. I mean, I think that's fair. I think again, just to go back to your criticism, if I'm a fan who's paying a minimum seat of $2,000 or $5,000, just like in the nosebleeds, and I'm getting like peekaboo, and I'm just like, I mean, like I don't know, I don't know the lyrics to the song. Uh, it's I'm having a good time,
Yeah.
you know. But
If
I
you
think
if
that's
you
a fair critique.
if you would redo the set, how would you change it, bro? What would be your 11 tracks?
Damn. Okay. Okay. Off the top of my head, again, I would have started with backseat freestyle, because I
Yeah.
just think, when you want to do a show like that, you need to start with energy. Ring ting ting. Ring ting. So I think like backseat freestyle probably would have been there. Money trees, I think, would have been there. What else? I remember we had this conversation. You were saying that all right, probably should didn't need to be there
Yeah, because it
because
did perform
it already.
with Dre, yeah.
But but I mean, but that song is an anthem, bro. I mean, I'm just like, that was like what, 4 years ago. I mean, who's gonna remember? It's such. I mean, I would have added all right, maybe even if it's just like a little like medley, nyana, just to get the people on, because it's a show, man. Like I want to be entertained. I want to be
Yeah.
entertained. I would have added all right, most probably. Okay, Humble was there, DNA. What else? Damn. Probably, I would have added Love as well. I think that's kind of like an underrated song that probably would have just, because I think, you also need just like the slow songs, just, when you wanna have the lights, with the thingy, just to move side to side. I
Yeah.
don't know. Probably, yeah. So probably Love. What else? Damn. Now my head's, I'm losing. Okay, I can't think of like 11 off the top of my head, but like, what have I've named six? I don't know. I think.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
me, I'd play Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst the whole 12 minutes, bro. Honestly, I'd play Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst the whole 12 minutes.
Maybe you should also add what's this what's that other song? You just add you and just like add those two songs and just bring the mood super low and just like slavery is complicated.
The
Slavery is
avenue is
complicated.
complicated. No, but
And just
honestly,
like,
bro, I just add King Kunta,
okay.
Man City, definitely, Money Trees.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, did he not? I think he also did do that one at the Super Bowl with Dr. Drake. So
Hitty.
boom. Oh, you see, it doesn't matter. You see, it doesn't matter.
Dog, nah. I guess we're gonna add like All Right also on there, but I think he had a plethora of hits that he could tap into, bro. But overall, it was
For sure.
solid performance, honestly, bro. I don't have any complaint about it. Only if I had paid for a ticket. As a fan watching here in South Africa, I don't complain, dog. But if I went there and actually paid a ticket, I would have had a problem with it. But it was still a fire performance and a fire show, bro.
No, no, 100%, 100%. And yeah, man, I think now it's just like we see, for me, I'm just saying, what do you do from here? How are you going? I think he's probably going to be going on tour after this. But
Deluxe
obviously, we need
album,
to see, we need another,
next.
we need another project, man. I'm keen just to see like probably how that goes about, but otherwise, nah, King Kenny, Kung Fu Kenny, man, nah, credit to him, shout out to him, man. He really he did something that looked daunting, but he made it look so effortless, and that's just the credit to him as an artist, as one of the faces of our generation, not just in rap, but music as a whole, one of the generations, along with Drake, and like yeah, I don't know, but credit to him.
Yeah. Nah, shout out, bro. Like, I'm looking forward to more of these conversations like this, bro. Since they in
Now,
our
100%,
generation right now.
100%, 100%. Nah, definitely, definitely.
Are we?
Now, so like, do we end it off like that? Do you just like say, keep tuned in, or how do we?